What's Up News. I'm Miss CogCouple and here is our annual review. In this report we will be breaking down the key moments in Gears for 2018. So there was a lot going on in Gears 4, the game itself, during January, but it also saw the release of the first GearsPOP comic in 5 long years with the rise of Raam. There were a whole range of cover variants available, and to coincide with the release of the comics, TC made Raam craftable using scrap, which meant there was also a chance for him to appear in any gear packs. For a lot of the hardcore fans out there, having a new comic to add to their collection was a big moment, and it was something we personally were definitely pleased to get hold of. I had also really wanted the Raam character skin, so was extremely happy it was now craftable. With February came the addition of BLITZ for the first time in Gears 4. Inspired by the original BLITZ in Gears 4 Ultimate Edition, this version of BLITZ focused on speed and mastery of the Gears basics. I always enjoyed the fast-paced action of BLITZ and the way it forced the team to work together for the common goal, I think a bit more effectively than King of the Hill, so was pleased with this new addition. They also removed area cleaning weapons, which added to the fun and meant you had to wrestle control the ring from your opponent the old-fashioned way. They also added wings 6 to 10 as a way for the hardcore players to continue earning levels containing credit bonuses. I know this was well received by many players in the Gears community, and it was pleasing to see TC was still trying to find ways to support those really grinding the game. As part of TC's commitment to their fans, and most importantly the way they interact with them, from regular community updates to increased transparency and more responsiveness, they expanded the team and added a second community manager. Introducing Vectis, who we all now know and love. It was positive to see that TC was staying true to their word in doing what they can to support fans, and having met Vectis, I can truly say he's one of the nicest guys and great fun to hang out with. One of the biggest moments for scrap and credits also came in February with the introduction of the Card Companion update, and finally the ability to duplicate all scrap. Hallelujah! This was sadly exciting and had us all rushing to see how much we now had to buy yet more cards. It was also another moment where we knew TC were listening to fans, as it was something we had all been calling for. Along with the card update, they also started getting tough on quitters and AFK players, which are and always have been the bane of multiplayer games. I really don't get why people join a game and then just don't play. It makes no sense to me. They significantly reduced the AFK time allowed before being kicked and introduced harsher matchmaking suspension penalties for quitters, which was well received within the majority of the Gears community. The penalties for quitting did continue to be tweaked throughout the year, but this was the important start on really cracking down on them. With the March update, TC made the decision to remove HAMMERBURST as a starting weapon in core. It made it only available as a secondary pickup weapon. This was after feedback from the fans in terms of the impact that HAMMERBURST can have on a match, particularly when equipped by a whole team of players. April brought with it an exciting moment for Griffin fans with the introduction of a challenge with Griffin as the reward. More importantly though, it was the first time we could earn a character simply by playing the game and completing a challenge, as opposed to spending cash or rinsing through our credits buying packs in the hope of finding the card we wanted. April had more surprises in store with the release of an enhanced Gears 2 on Xbox One, meaning fans could play Gears 2 with 9 times the pixel count, increased texture details and improved anti-aliasing. We were also surprised but excited to be personally featured in the Museum of Community Glory. It was a real honour to have been picked and something we will always cherish as a moment to remember for our channel. As a Horde fan, the introduction of the new Horde Mania variant in May was especially exciting to me. Paul isn't really into Horde, but it's a game mode I have always enjoyed, and with the Mania version came 25 waves of non-stop brutal mayhem. There was no setup time between waves, and if that wasn't enough, a Feral Horde wave format packed full of aggressive enemies. This mode is one of my favourites, but only when played as a team with people you know, as there's no hope of getting through this with unknowns online, as the lack of communication just makes it nigh on impossible. As spring ended and summer began, we all had E3 on our minds and the anticipation of some sweet Gears news. Safe to say TC did not let us down with not 1, not 2, but 3 new Gears games in the form of GearsPOP for mobile, Gears Tactics for PC, and most importantly to me, Gears 5. The trailer for Gears 5 had every fan tingling with excitement, and almost before the final visual had been shown, we were rewatching it, absorbing every minute detail, and working out every possible plot twist and conspiracy theory. Time will tell who was right with their predictions, but it's safe to say the countdown is on. Keeping everyone grinding in June, we also had the Ruby Scion Challenge, asking fans to achieve 6,000 kills in Versus before the end of Season 4, plus Diamond Scion, which asked fans to get Ruby and reach Diamond tier at minimum 5 playlists. The challenge coincided with the return of Ryan Clevin and Gears in the Machine, which explores and explains technical details behind the mechanics of Gears 4, such as movement mechanics and how it impacts playstyles, the Nasher spread, and more. This came with the introduction of the 2.8 beta versus competitive tuning. It's fair to say there's been a number of opinions over the various competitive tunings for Gears 4, but the general consensus with 2.8 seemed to be they had it right, and fans were pleased with the latest update. During the summer, two of Xbox's largest gaming franchises came together as Halo Championship Series and Gears Pro Circuit united for a unique esports event in New Orleans. Working with MLG, the Coalition of 343 Industries hosted simultaneous standalone tournaments at the New Orleans Convention Center. The event featured hundreds of players, 2 main stages, multiple feature stations, and 2 open bracket areas for what was a true historic gaming spectacle. Fans of both franchises witnessed non-stop action and high-quality gameplay all weekend. Next on the agenda was the release of the Rise of Raam gear pack. This is one a lot of fans have been waiting for and featured Vold Raam, Uzel Shrark, and a new comic book weapon skin set. Throughout the summer, TC ran the Summer of Gears event, which featured 4 XP bonus on a rotation of ranked playlist options, starting with Guardian. This was especially useful for those chasing that Diamond Scion, and also meant some of the quieter game modes suddenly had a lot more players. In the spirit of the World Cup, TC introduced a new trackable event, a special version of Horde Madness with 25 waves of trackers. Lots of kicking ensued. To round out the summer, we had the arrival of some rather bright and glowy Lambents. 3 new characters were made available: the Lambent Drone, Lambent Grenadier Elite, and the Lambent Grenadier. There was also shiny new weapon skin sets to match in the form of the Lambent weapon skin set and the animated emulsion weapon skin set. The release of the Lambents caused a fair amount of controversy due to the new limitation of purchasing with real-world money only. TC were trying to provide fans with a way to get only what they wanted rather than gambling their credits by multiple packs in the hope of finding the one. However, fans were not happy, us included, and we still wanted the option to use credits. Thankfully, TC listened to feedback and later changed the purchase option to provide both money and credit options, which set the path for future pack releases and catered for all preferences. Before we knew it, summer was over, but with fall came boxes. The iconic 2v2 arena boxes and some exciting Nashers only execution action. This was such a fun addition and was later incorporated into one of the Crimson events, which was one of my favourites to watch. Although a community event, it felt really professional to watch, and the boxes arena lent itself brilliantly, providing fast-paced action and some truly nail-biting moments with some very closely tied rounds. It was also featured in one of the San Diego Open esports events. October was the month to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of Gears 4, which TC highlighted with a juicy 4 XP over the anniversary weekend. After sending out a challenge to the community in July asking fans to design an achievement, TC released in October the final list of new achievements in what would be the final Gears of War 4 achievement drop ever. It meant that not only did fans have an extra 500 Gs to play for, but some lucky fans had actually been a part of creating those final ever achievements for the game, which was pretty special. Also released this month were the updated Xbox avatars, and of course a whole range of Gears items to complete your look, such as a simple cape beanie or a full-on Marcus Phoenix armor. To keep everyone grinding the game, Season 5 rewards introduced the Emerald gear in November, which, following in the Season 4 path of the Ruby Scion, the new challenge set was to get 9,000 kills or downs in Versus playlist by February 7th. For the most elite players, this was only half the challenge. To get the Season 5 Diamond Challenge reward, you have to complete the Emerald Gear Challenge, plus place Diamond in 3 playlists. I know some people went crazy on the Emerald Challenge and had this done in like 3 days, but the Diamond has proved harder to obtain. The hotly anticipated new TCA Partnership Program was released in November with details on how to become a member and a TCA partner. With so many amazing creators in the Gears community, it's a way for TC to help support creators and enhance their journey. There will be a range of perks for members and partners, including high-grade resources, art assets, merchandise perks, and much more. Being a creator in the community isn't always easy, especially at the tail end of a game, so anything the TC can do to support creators is always well received. Rounding off November was the Gears Pro Circuit Charity Invitational taking place at MLG Studios in Ohio. The event featured a $200,000 prize pool split 50-50 between the teams and the charities of their choice. It was a huge success, raising money for some amazing causes, with Optic Gaming and Rise Nation coming first and second respectively. It was so great to see the community come together, supporting causes that meant something to them personally and raising some much needed funds. We of course can't talk December and not mention GEARSMAS. There have been a whole host of special characters, weapon skins, XP and credit bonuses this year, plus a range of special events including Jingle Juvies and Snowball Fight. It was a lot of fun collecting the skins and trying the different events. As always, I know there were some mixed feelings about the XP bonuses, how high they were, whether they were high enough, and as well as some fans who were disgruntled that the highest XP events always seem to be on a weeknight, which kind of was a fair point. Overall, I think everyone got into the spirit though of Christmas and had a good laugh, which is really what it's all about. Sometimes I wonder if everyone gets so caught up in moaning about what's wrong with the game, me included, that they forget all the things that are right with it and how many hours of fun we have all actually had playing the game. I know people will instantly say watching this, well, how can I have fun if my ping is crazy high and I can't shoot anyone? Or how can I have fun if I can't find a game? And these are all valid points and something I really hope is addressed in Gears 5 like everyone else. But I know since its release and for all its foibles, I have had some brilliant times playing Gears 4 and I personally think it's the best Gears we've ever had. Cue all the angry people now shouting at the screen in disagreement at me, but for me, if TC can pull off Gears 4 as their first game, it makes me really excited to see what's coming with Gears 5. Personal mini acknowledgements for the year go to the team at Crimson for putting on some awesome community events this year, our favourite being the 2v2 Nashers. It literally had everyone on the edge of their seats. Also the GFC for putting on a number of successful community events this year, which were all very well supported. I think these events are brilliant, particularly considering no one is being paid to organise them. They are solely for the community and they do really take a lot of time and effort, especially when everyone is already super busy in life with work, school, family, and moreover, or when everyone says the game is dead. So it just goes to show there is life in the old boy yet. We can't really mention the Gears community and not mention Shadows and achieving a huge 70,000 subs on YouTube whilst continuing to consistently love and support the game. Raw for not just putting out great content but being super supportive and an all-round great guy who always brings fun and gas and enjoyment to the game. The guys at Crimson, Team Essence, GFC, Razed Edge, Ross Hickey, Dave, Hannah Rodon, and anyone else I've forgotten to mention, but you know who you are, for always tuning into our streams whenever you can, coming to play, supporting us, and basically making the Gears community what it is. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.